Doing my morning fasted cardio. Got on the 50-pound Rogue weight vest, so to get that out of the way so everyone knows what brand and how much it weighs. Yes, I use the ergonomic plates. We'll see what we get in here. It's a Saturday and it's 10 a.m., so we might get a decent turnout in this little one, being a weekend. So we'll see what happens, see who gets in here. Although in this sunlight, it gets hard to read the screen sometimes. So hopefully people don't ask me super long questions. Try to keep them to a line, something I can read briefly. I don't like to stop walking to read the questions. Um, but I'm going to get in, burn through some body fat, and get some food in later. All right, burn through some energy. That's been the beauty. People have asked a lot of how have I recompositioned so much on like fasted training. Like I've never dropped the calories that low. So for those curious how I've got leaner and leaner over the last couple of years, it's been fasting. Right? I feel like fasted training helps with nutrient partitioning, just metabolic health. A couple of people, there we go, a few more people trickling in. We'll get some questions and comments going. And yeah, just want to remind you guys, though, of if you have long questions, save them for the others. They're too hard for me to read anything beyond one line while I'm walking with this phone. Otherwise, I'm up like this trying to figure out what you wrote. No coffee chat. No, I had some stuff got in the way. I had conflicting scheduling this morning. So, I mean, you're not going to get those every day. I can't always do all those. There's going to be conflicts of schedule. I mean, I try to get as many lives in as I can literally squeeze in, but it's not always possible. You might get whole days and you don't get anything. Just the way it is. But try to get them in. I want them every day. Well, you can't always have them every day. Client stuff takes priority because I make a lot more money off clients than I do off of YouTube. So, sorry, guys, that's just how it works. All right, but I digress. Back over to the stream. So, again, you guys know what I do. I get this. That was funny. I had someone post and someone hit him back in the comments. It was hilarious. He's like, there's no way you can pull 585 after doing a heavy squat, which is kind of strange because I literally hit a state record in the squat at my last meet and then hit a state record deadlift. I failed the 619. I couldn't walk it. But that's weird. But it's kind of like the person said, oh, because you be 250 plus, you're really out of shape. And it's like, kind of hilarious. Like, I do cardio, I do conditioning work on camera like every day, right? So it seems like a rather strange commentary that I'm too out of shape to squat and deadlift in the same day. And it's like, it seems really weird. I mean, plus I've done multiple sets with 550 on the deadlift for reps in one session with one on camera. So, no, it's not that hard for me to do a 500 squat and do a 585 deadlift. I've done more on camera in the same day. It's weird. I get some weird criticisms or that I'm out of shape. I'm like, I literally walk on camera with a 50-pound vest on and work boots like almost every day. And I do pretty high volume training. I don't know. Strange criticisms. No, it's not chilly at all. It's just pleasantly warm. TY, where do you live? Like, what part of the world are you in? And I'll tell you how it compares probably to where you live. So if you're up north or you're like in the UK, this might be hot. But to me, this is nice, pleasant. You're in Michigan. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be probably warm. It's probably 70 in the 70s Fahrenheit right now. Deco says, Jason Blaha on live, baby. I used to watch your videos 10 years ago. Man, yeah, I've been doing them 13 plus years now. It's been a while. It's 25 degrees here. I believe it. Michigan's cold. I've been to Michigan a few times in my life. Sometimes it was colder than others. Is this guy? No, technically I'm a strength athlete, but I've been doing more physique stuff lately. Zenos, also 48 though. Um, Original channel. Been watching since the original, yeah. So the 2012 channel, which I closed down. I started this channel in 2013, so this channel is 12 years old, but it's my second channel. So yeah, cool. Oh, we got a nice little viewer turnout in here. It's kind of how it works. It's a Saturday morning, so I can see that. All right, cool. Get some more questions. And I'm just going to keep walking. Just keep my heart rate up. And again, the reason I breathe heavy is I'm walking briskly with a 50-pound weight vest on. I think people occasionally forget that. Again, steel plates in it. So, because of YouTube's policy, plus I don't do that much firearm active stuff. Like, it's not like I'd have a lot of content. You know, I don't spend time hand loading anymore. I don't need to do further research. Like, what do you guys want? An occasional range trip? But then I'd get trolls harassing the range, so why bother? I don't need to know where I shoot. So there's no reason. But honestly, because it could get me completely unmonetized and canceled across my whole name in AdSense. So why do it? There are other people who can educate you about firearms who know more than I do. So I stick to the fitness, right? Because this is my wheelhouse. I'm not saying I don't know a lot about hand loading and ballistics and haven't taken defensive handgunning classes and stuff. But there's better experts who literally it's their full-time job. That was a decent concept. I mean, honestly, I had a video on there that made like $2,000 actually on that channel in ad revenue. That FBI ballistics report video made $2,000. And a lot of people liked it. A lot of people chimed in like, wow, this is really comprehensive. Like I dug really, really deep into their report. And it was an unpopular report. A lot of people didn't like what they had to say. And they pulled this, well, they're just trying to waste our tax dollars. No, they were literally looking for what's best for law enforcement, for their own departments, for the FBI. So yeah, they compiled a massive, massive set of research, regarding ballistics and stopping power. And maybe more knowledgeable people, but fair enough, dude. But I could spend that same time making lifting videos. How heavy is Marcinio? Is 50 pounds. I have 50 pounds. It's evenly distributed, so it's half's in the front and half's in the back. And I have curved ergonomic plates, so they're comfortable. Although this time of year, I got to watch for copperheads. And I have pretty high boots on now. Just realize what I'm walking through. We're getting warmer. These snakes out. We have, on average, 4 pretty common poisonous snakes in this part of Texas. How long do you usually walk? Previously or currently, Marcinio? 20 to 30 minutes right now. I was doing an hour a few months back. I see what you're doing now. And then anyone remember the name? No. Oh. And all these silly trolls. Yeah. Oh gosh. I'll get rid of them later if I need to. I don't know why people can't just not troll and just stick to fitness stuff. I don't know why they need to go on these weird tangents. I don't think people seem to realize I'm really way more boring than all my crazy stalkers have made me out to be with their insanity. I'm actually just a guy who lifts weights and coaches. I'm not that interesting. I'm really not as interesting as they've made me out to be. Did you start without the vest? No. Well, yeah, I started walking when I was about 2 years old or a year and a half. So yeah, I did start without a vest as a toddler. Um, ever tried weighted pull-ups with the vest? Yeah, but I feel like it looks better on camera with a weight belt, right? Because you can't see my lats. If I wear this, you can't see my lats. What's the point? You know, I have an audience. So, plus I'd be more limited in weight. I can't adjust it as easily with the vest. Is this considered GPP work or just cardio? It's GPP. I mean, it would count as light GPP. But I mean, you're walking in a 50-pound vest. Does that not count as general physical preparedness? Like, listen to the term general physical preparedness and ask yourself, is rucking a 50-pound vest considered general physical preparedness? And I think it's a reasonable conclusion to say yes. All right. Yeah, he's Jefferson's right. It's a game changer. Like you'll get in shape a lot faster than you think. And again, people who think it's easy, I've had people say, I don't think this would be hard, and they don't really do anything serious. I go, throw a 50-pound vest on and see how many minutes you walk before you start really wearing down. It's probably harder than you think if you've never done it. All right. Just lifting weights as long as, well, the weightlifting can fall into specific physical preparedness very quickly, right? There's quite a bit more specificity. Whereas most people don't do shit at the gym. Oh man. Yeah, but look how bad their training is too at the average gym. There's no structure. They're not even always training big movements. You know, there's no progressive overload ever. I mean, training. Yeah, big difference between exercising and training. I hate when people say exercise. And I get that. A lot of Gen Pop people, they'll have these conversations with me. People I've known. And I'm like, I don't care about exercise. Like, why are you guys talking about exercise? And they act like exercise is exercise. Well, as long as you do something. It's like, no, it's not actually true. What you do actually matters. All physical activity is not equal for health and fitness outcomes. Uh, do you usually burn Flesdale's calorie drink? I don't know. I have no idea, Marcinio. And why do you care? Like, here's the thing I would say to people. They get so obsessed with that instead of just going, what's my energy? What's my TDE? Do you really care where it comes from? So in other words, because your stuff like this may make your NEAT go down, you don't know. So actually trying to do a play-by-play to track your calories off of each individual activity is literally a complete waste of time and effort. Like I mean, literally mental masturbation that will do nothing but set you back. Because your activity that you do in one time a day will affect your other activity and calorie burn later in the same day. So people forget that. So what you need to just be looking at is what's happening with the scale and shifts based upon energy intake, because your energy out is being changed by specific types of food you eat on the calories in, but all your activity adds up. So I would just say, just determine your rough TDE. Quit trying to figure out where each individual thing of what you're burning. Like, does it matter if you burned 1,000 calories or 200 during a set activity if your total energy turnover is 3,600? Like, quit worrying about those things. It really is not useful because they don't work like that in a vacuum. Your quads are starting to look high PB pro caliber. They're getting up there. Training is for the gym, exercises for the vid. Right? All right. I use the metabolic equivalent formula doing cardio on a treadmill. But is it necessarily useful? I mean, meaning just because you burn that doesn't mean that's how much your exact daily is going to change. So I think it's largely a wasted effort. And I get it. Some people want to feel the need to track everything that they can, even if there's no benefit and it's not accurate. You know, just saying, you should be adjusting your intakes anyways based upon kind of what's happening with the scale on a week-to-week basis. If that even matters as much as we think, honestly. It's easier to plan than to track. I agree, Jefferson. Just plan and just do, just execute. Have you tried optimal cappuccino? I don't know. I've tried a few of their different flavors. I don't remember which ones over the years. I mostly just do the chocolate. So it almost needs to be a second nature, pretty much. I mean, I only loosely track my calories. I only loosely track my cardio. All I care about is kind of where the scale's at. Um, and I've continued to just recomp here and there, back and forth over time doing this. My strength's coming back up. I think people do over obsess over some of those things when they may not matter. They may not have the control they think they do. All right. What's your opinion on sleep tracking? I think that they're not accurate. I have clients who insist on using them, by the way. I've seen no evidence that they're particularly useful. If anything, they create negative placebos. So why don't you just focus on sleep hygiene instead of a sleep tracker? Because these people make assumptions with these devices who are designing them that may not be based on reality. You know, they're making assumptions, just like the concept of the bioimpedance scales. They make a lot of assumptions that aren't based on real science. So I don't think it's that important. Focus on your sleep quality. How sleepy are you when you wake up in the morning? And if you're too sleepy or you're not getting enough sleep, work on your sleep hygiene. I don't think you need a tracker. Because again, what evidence do they have that their tracker means anything at all? You know? So therein lay the problem. But I get it. People like trendy stuff. I have clients who insist on using them. They send me their sleep score every day because they just want to do it. And that's cool. I let them do it. But they know I don't necessarily believe in it. And I've told them to be careful to not placebo themselves. Oh, my sleep score is low. I might have a bad workout. Well, there you go. You created a problem that didn't need to exist with your technological pseudoscience. Because now you think you're going to have a bad workout because your sleep score was 68. When realistically, one bad night of sleep has never stopped anyone from breaking a world record. You know, a couple nights in a row, sure, you're